Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Algo Trading. I'm really excited to introduce these systems to you. You guys will be blown away at what you're about to see. Now, let's make sure that I'm not talking to myself. If you wouldn't mind, just a number of you are logging in at the moment, but just raise your hand. Let me know you can hear me, or open that questions pane there, and let me know you're hearing me just fine. That way, I'm not speaking to myself for the next a little bit here. You guys hear me okay? Need some feedback here, guys. Sounds like I'm coming through good. Thanks. Thanks, Alan, Tom, Mark, Jason, Mary. Appreciate it. Okay, good. Let's get started. We are going to be talking trading, so it is important for us to stop and review a risk disclosure. There is risk of loss in trading commodity futures and options, and it can be substantial. All funds committees should be purely risk capital, and past performance is certainly no guarantee of future results. Again, having said that, I think you are aware of that. I think that's something you're probably comfortable with, but it's a good reminder for all of us as we talk trading. Now, I have a couple goals today. I want to bring some confidence where you've had uncertainty, especially when it comes to algo trading, and really clarify what it is. This is what I'm going to show you today is really a tool that you need. This is going to unlock your true potential and help you invest like the Wall Street pros are doing. I gotta really, here we go. That's what's going on. Here we go. Now, I also know that being behind a computer screen is tough, right? But I promise you, if you stay with me, you're going to experience something new and very valuable. You'll have that aha moment where you find that thing you've been looking for that you didn't really even know it existed. This will help you gain insight into your own trading as well, and I promise you won't regret our time together. Now, I also know what you're thinking. You're thinking, okay, what makes you any different than the last webinar I attended? Well, really everything. We understand the different opinions, newsletters, pundits, and platforms in the marketplace. You can forget all of those. We only provide one algo solution you need in one place. And now you can compete with those Wall Street pros. This is me, I'm Jim Henderson. I've been in this industry since 2004. I've had a chance to be in nearly every state teaching these principles, introducing these things, especially over the last couple of years, having the opportunity to introduce AV systems to you and show you how you can compete using algo trading. A little bit about our company. We've been in business since 1997, and through the years, we've traded millions of contracts. We have all of our staff are seriously licensed with a minimum of 13 years of experience. We have staff in California, Utah, and Illinois. And what do I mean by experience? Well, since 1997, we've taken all that experience and we're going to put it and make it available to you. It's going to be really at your advantage. Now, so here's what our clients say. I've been with AltaVest for 13 years, and they have been a professional team making trading more pleasurable and easy. My questions have been answered swiftly and courteously. They are a great bunch of people who know how to treat clients. More from our customers. I've been with AltaVest since the beginning, 1999. I've been with AltaVest for over 15 years. That's what we want you to say, and that's what we expect you to be saying as we introduce you to the trading that we do. Now, normally, as I've had a chance to be in every state, as I mentioned, and teach these principles, I see that we commonly tend to struggle in these 5 areas. First, market direction. Second, knowing the correct strategy or market selection, market timing, the consistency in executing our trading plans, and having the proper time and focus to do so. Do you relate to these? And I think most of us do. Here's an image I like to throw out. This is kind of the mad scientist guy, right? He's here learning, figuring out everything he can to build something, right? Is that really what you're here for, or are you here to learn from those who have already done this? And I think, again, if we were face to face, you'd probably be saying, yeah, no, I don't want to be this guy. I want to learn from those who have already done that. Well, that's exactly what we've done, right? We're going to help you cheat and move past all the mistakes, right? Avoid those common mistakes, avoid all of the things we've seen done wrong, and really move forward. Now, also, when we talk about trading, there's a lot of roadblocks we run into, and I think these are common for all of us. Let's talk about some of those. What's holding us back in being successful in our trading? Well, who are we relying on for our market calls, or are we relying on these market experts, right? Here's some of my favorite calls. 1988, the growth of the internet will slow drastically. Most people have nothing to say to each other by 2005 or so. It will become clear that the internet's impact on the economy has been no greater than the fax machines. Now, that was Paul Krugman, Nobel Prize winning economist. How silly is that comment, especially this many years later? 2013, Netflix is still way overvalued. We hear calls like this all the time, right? And we know the story of Netflix. How about in March 2008, call into Jim Cramer's show, concerned person about Bear said, should I be worried about Bear Stearns? And Cramer's answer was simply, no, 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 don't move your money from Bear. Now, wait a second, does that really help? Or is it leaving you more confused listening to the noisy pundits? We also have a tendency to chase past performance, otherwise known as recency bias. A really interesting study done by the Wall Street Journal looked at the Morningstar, which gives mutual funds up to a 5-star rating. And the study showed that of mutual funds awarded a coveted 5-star overall rating, only 12% did well enough over the next 5 years to earn a top rating for that period. 10% performed so poorly they were branded with a rock bottom 1-star rating. Now here's the interesting note as you look at this graph. For all the measured periods of time, which were 3, 5, and 10 years, 5-star domestic equity funds were more likely to turn in a 1-star performance than a top one. And what about your emotions? Do your emotions get in the way of your trading? We all seem to struggle with fear, hope, greed, anxiety, frustration, even boredom when it comes to trading. And here's a comment by Mark Lindheim, head of strategy at Alexander Forbes Investments. And he says, unfortunately, humans are all wired with this built-in bias, which can lead us to make poor investment decisions, such as chasing past performance and or selling out after market correction for fear of losing more money. So we all seem to be geared a little bit the same way, right? And I think that's why we see a lot of buying at the highs and a lot of selling at the lows, right? We're kind of programmed the same way. Now, how does your calendar look? Does it look like this and you still need to squeeze in your trading? And what about the tools you have? Do you have the right tools but don't know how to apply them correctly? Or vice versa? And the reason that most of you are here, right, is to learn how to fight the algos. Maybe you've been fighting it, you're sick of it, you want to figure out how to join it, or maybe you want something slick that's easy and can do it for you, right? I use the term algo loosely as if everybody understands it, but let me just explain. Algo is short for algorithmic trading, and algorithmic trading utilizes advanced and complex mathematical models and formulas to make high-speed decisions and transactions in the financial markets. Fast computer programs and complex algorithms create and determine trading strategies for optimal returns. Now here's Lizanne Saunders. She tweeted out a few months ago, algo trading activity is dominating the US equity markets and is rising everywhere. She's the chief investment strategist for Charles Schwab, and certainly she's noted this over the years, but she's even referring to it recently how much it's growing and dominating our markets, right? Here's the good news. With our decades of experience and the things I'm going to show you today, we've figured some things out so you don't have to sit here and be this crash test dummy. Now, I also want to call you to take action, right? When you see that thing you need, take action. Quote by Tony Robbins says, change is inevitable, progress is optional. Think about that. I think the idea that you guys are all here means you are proactively seeking to make that change rather than just have it happen to you. So do so when you find that thing you need. Now, how can you use algos to compete? Well, if we can't beat them, we need to talk about joining them, right? And the solution really is here. You now have access to professional automated trading systems. They are user-friendly. They are for the most novice as well as the most advanced traders. This will allow you to filter for risk-reward parameters. It's designed to take you minutes a day. It's also designed to handle your risk and profit controls. It's going to remove that emotion from you. All you need to do is turn them on or off. Here's one of the coolest things about what you'll see today. You now have access to algos that will trade in up, down, and sideways markets. they will trade. You'll have access to global markets and multiple sectors at your fingertips, things you didn't even know you could possibly do, or maybe you've had some interest in and just don't have the time to go learn about crude oil or the German DAX index or whatever it be that has your interest. You're going to have access to that, and I'll show you that. So enough for me. Let me introduce your new best friends for trading. Let's demo AV Systems. I'll drop screen, and I'm going to go back and forth with the mouse, so bear with me here. Okay, I'm logging us into AV Systems, and we're going to go into Explore Systems. I want to show you how easy it is to navigate through this site. I will change my view so I can mess with it better. Okay. So what you're looking at, and I'll get a pen, is a list of a number of algos just in your view there, right? You can see the system, the name, right? The market traded with its symbol. You've got the type. There's two types of systems. There's two types of algos. There's a swing system, noted with an S here, and an I for intraday. So a swing will hold a position for multiple periods of time or multiple days, whereas an intraday system will only hold a position for the given day. It will close that position at the close of the markets, okay? Look, you have access to things like lean hogs. Have you thought about that before? You've got the Russell. I'm just coming down. NASDAQ. You've got such a reach. It's crazy here. And when I say reach, I mean access to markets that could really help your portfolio and help really build on what you already have, right? So then from here, you've got the annualized return on investment, worst drawdowns listed, suggested capital, required capital. So this will be the minimum needed to turn that algo on, and the developer will always have a suggested capital, and we'll go through that. You can customize these fields by just clicking on here. I'll get rid of my scribble marks here. Get rid of the pen so I can do that, and then I can come in here and hit customize table and put the columns in that I would like to see. Maybe start date, maybe I want that. Maybe I don't want, I don't know, type. I can customize it however I want, right? Put them in there, it populates the information. So I'll hit OK, and I've got it sorted how I want it. And you can put in your own filters however you want to do that, okay? Now, one of the things I like most about AV Systems is the ability to check all of these algos. They all read the same way. So I'm going to populate an algo here, walk you through how to read it and look through the spec sheet. And then moving forward, all of the spec sheets read the same way. You'll find the information in the same places for each of these algos. So it's very, very easy to understand what you're looking at and what you're looking to do. Up here in the left-hand corner, you can search. Maybe it's crude oil you want to trade. Type in crude, or CL for the symbol, or maybe it's DAX, which is German index. Type that in. It will populate all of the markets that trade that. Gold. Again, you can do really whatever you're looking for, and it'll populate the algos that trade that. Now let's just grab any algo. We don't have anything searched for here. I have this starred, so because something I watch and probably have track going in the trading account, which I'll review here. But let's say I want to look at this algo here. I just click on it. It's going to populate it on your screen. Now, because I'm presenting, it makes me change my screen views. So let me do that quickly so you can see this. And it's populated the algo. And we're going to walk through this system and help you understand how you read the information. Pull out a pen. In the upper left-hand corner, the developer is always going to be listed here. The product or what it's doing is trading the S&P future, right? It's listed here. It's intraday. That means it's going to be flat at the end of each trading session. If it was swing, it would be noted with swing here, it would say that, right? That's where you find that. there's a cost. There's a developer cost to all of these algos. So this one charges $95 a month to your trading account. Okay. Down below, when we go through results, they're always net of any commissions which are listed here and the developer cost. Okay. So keep that in mind, but there's always a cost for that. Required capital for this algo, $3,600. You need to have that in your trading account to be able to turn this algo on. The suggested capital is quite a bit higher, $20,000, right? With a worst drawdown of $5,172. So again, the minimum is $3,600, but we've seen a drawdown of $5,000 or so. So you can see that you should anticipate having more in your trading account than just the bare minimum. You have the total profit loss, the annualized rate of return at 123% right now, commission per side. So every time it goes into the trade and comes out, and this is intraday, so if it places a trade, it's going to go in at $7.50 and come out at $7.50. And then you can see to the right of that how active this algo really is. This is a day trading system. Well, this is a intraday. It's not a day trading. It's not going to trade every day, and you can see that here. It only trades 22% of the time. So it's not going to be a very active algo in terms of everyday trading, right? You can see the best session. You can see the drawdown, which we already saw, and you can see the period in time which it was happening. Okay, so that was January this year. The winning session average about 735, whereas the losing session is about 362. It wins about 54% of the time, 55. If you're into following Sharpe and Sortino ratios, they're listed here. And then we can go down below and look at the results. Now there's three areas to focus on. So notice that there's a white box, kind of a yellowish box, and a green box. If the results are showing in white as they are in 2017 and most of 2018, it's considered back tested. It's considered hypothetical results. When the developer brings it, whether they were trading it or not, it goes in as hypothetical results. Once we have that, it's all queued up and ready to trade. Keep in mind, the developer has turned over all of the components of this algo. The computer does the trading, right? There's no hands-on. So the developer has left or given up those rights. We now have them and can track the performance and verify it. So then in yellow, as you can see here, that's verifying the results, tracking the results. Green means someone's actually turned it on. One of our clients has turned it on somewhere and they are trading it with live money. That's what green means. So you can see yellow here, and then since the beginning of the year, live money, and you can see the results. Look, 75%, 42, 137, and currently up almost 40% on the year, 39%. Okay, doing very, 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 very well. Now keep in mind what that percentage is off. Suggested capital. The percentages are always going to be based off the suggested capital. The required capital is only 3,600, and you can see it made 15 grand, 18, 27, and currently up almost $8,000. Okay, so that's how you read this algo. Very, very simple. We walk through it kind of thoroughly. We'll walk through a few more of these. Do me a favor, if you have questions and I'm not answering them, use that questions pane, throw it in there. I'll do my best to go back and forth. Okay, let me erase all this. I'll close this out. It's going to drop your screen for a second, and we'll go back to okay, we're back to Explore Systems, right? Another area I really like of AV Systems, it will always populate a top 10. And when I say top 10, it's going to grab the top performers for the day, as you can see here at the top, current session, the previous session, the last 1 month, last 30 days, right? The last year, and since 2001. Now keep in mind, this doesn't pay attention to the amount of money needed to trade the algo. It's just looking at dollar gain for the day or for the last year or last 30 days, whatever it is you're looking at, it's there. Let me just look. Are there specific rules of a system completely are the specific rules of the system completely disclosed? No. A very good question, Alan. And in fact, I'll pull one up and I want to show you that there's not. And to that, when the developer passes over these algos, they don't want people to know exactly what they're trying to do, because they show you everything. Nothing's hidden. You can even see the order queued up and ready to come in. So potentially you could grab it and do it on your own. They don't want people to know the concept behind what's driving that trade and what's not. We have asked them to give us just some brief overview that people can make better decisions from, knowing, hey, this is trying to take advantage of a bearish condition or a bullish condition or whatever, but just to give some sort of idea there. And there's a place in the spec sheet that will be there, but you'll note that most of them at this point in time don't have much there, if anything. Okay, so good question. Back to Explorer. So you got the top session. We can take a look at any of them. We can take our best performers for the day, and that is, in fact, let's just take the last 30 days. Probably prefer to see that more than anything. Here is gasoline. Let's take it. Whoops. Gotta fix my sheet here. Okay. I am talking to myself a little bit, but I'm just making sure my screen is coming over. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so here's gasoline. Again, have you thought about trading RBOB, right? Gasoline futures. Pull out the pen, we read it the same way as we read the last one. You have the developer in the upper left-hand corner, you have the product. What it's doing is trading gasoline futures. It swings, so this system is going to hold a position for multiple days, maybe even weeks on the position. It has a cost of $70 a month, required capital, $6,800, and suggested capital quite a bit more at $60,000, right? Worst drawdown has seen almost 15,000, so keep that in mind. Quite a bit, that's pretty much double, a little bit more than double than what you're seeing in the required capital. But let's look at the results. And that drawdown happened back in October 2017. You can see the total profit loss, annualized rate of return. You have the current best session, 12,000, almost 13. Worst session lost 5,500. The winning session average makes $1,200, whereas it loses almost 1,000. Commission per side, every time it enters a position, $12.50. When it comes out, $12.50. And it has an open position basically quite a bit, right? 82% of the time. Keep in mind, it's not day trading, it's holding positions and then reversing and going the other direction when it changes out. And look at the results. Sharp and Sortino here, things like that to pay attention to. But down below, you can see the results. And you have back tested, tracked, and live. And currently, I'm not showing anybody live, but I do know that will change at the end of March. There are several clients trading this live at the moment that I am aware of, so I think you'll see that change to green. But you can see in yellow all of these verified results. 81, 112, 83, lost almost a little over 5%, 92%, 27% so far. And look at the numbers. Bad January, not great, right? Great February, and so far good March. And you can see those numbers, up 16,000 on required capital of 6,800, right? But 27% based on that $60,000. So really strong performer so far. Some volatility in here to pay attention to, and as needs to be the case with all of us as you analyze and figure out which algo is best for you. But here's one that I really like. Very, very cool. Let's see. Okay, let me close this one out. Again, fire away with questions as you have them. So you can see our top 10, and you see that yellow flickering, right? That's live data coming in. This is exactly how your platform is going to look once you're up and going. You'll see the live data coming in. Let me show you one more step before I go into your active algos page and show you how cool that is. Let's turn one of these algos on. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to try and grab something different that we haven't looked at. Maybe again, let's look at the last 30 days and find something there. Okay, just for fun, let's grab this lean hogs. Again, how many of you have thought about trading lean hogs? But I want you to think about the idea of, what if you had a basket of these algos and they were diversified like this and gave you a reach into markets that really expand your portfolio and diversified it quite a bit. Let's just take a look at this. This is Swing 52. I click on it, it's going to populate, and I've got to change my view. Let's see here. Okay. So pull out. Oh, I gotta. Before I get my pen, I gotta be able to show you this, don't I? Okay. There we go. Now you're looking at hogs, and again, look what we're looking at. I mean, I really ever considered this. Required. So developer, future, swing. It's going to hold a position for multiple periods of time. $70 a month. $2,400 is what you need to have in the account to be trading. 30,000 is suggested. A worst drawdown, 8,615. And let's look down below to see when that was. That was February of this year. Okay, when that drawdown ended. So let's go look through the results. You got your analyzed rate of return, 71%, commission per side, percent of time with open position, 81%, almost 82. Best sessions made 6,000, whereas the worst, 1,300. Wins 55% of the time. Again, you can view these the same way, and then we'd look down below. 107, 85, 69, 17. You can see a lot of live trading that year, right? The year, and then this year, and having a big March, right? So really rebounding off those lows, because look, November was down 3,000, December 1,600, almost 1,700, and another 1,700 in January. So pay attention to those things as you look through algos and you consider different things for you. Consider the risk-reward ratio, or how you see it. If you're comfortable with that, those type of drawdowns, pay attention to those things as you study through those. Any questions here? Let me just say that, let me grab. I'm going to drop this, and we'll go back to here. Again, we're back at the top 10. Let's turn one of these algos on. It doesn't matter. Again, we'll just take our top performer for this, turn it on. I have no idea what it looks like. Let's populate it, and let me show you how easy it is to turn on. Okay. Well, okay, this is quite a bit different in terms of money needed, right? So it's a DAX future. That's the German index. You'll see a number of German index future systems here, because that market is very deep, a huge volume and good volatility. So developers seem to like it, right, for building algos around. It's swing $140 a month. I've seen these range from anywhere from free to $250. Required capital, you need about $30,000. Suggested capital 110, with a worst drawdown of 22,000. Okay, and let's go look at what's there. So since 2018, 198%, and you can see the live trading here. January and February and March, all not doing well so far. Okay, so down 7% on the year. But let's just say we like this, and let's just say this is one we want. Let me show you how easy this is. This is as much work as you need to do. You come in here and you find that lock button, which can be found on the previous screen as well. I find the lock button and I say, okay, buy license. I click on the buy license. It populates a menu saying, hey, verify that this is good to bill my account to $140. And I say, okay, yep, I know that. Subscribe, I accept those terms. That is going to bill my account $140 for the month. And just so you know, because this isn't one of the number one questions I get, the first month is prorated. So for example, this is the end of March, right? I can turn this on and not worry about it. I'll be prorated for the first month in my $140 cost. On the second month, it'll just be the full $140. Okay, so anytime you first turn on an algo, it will be prorated. So assuming I like that, I hit accept, I'm good to go. Here's the amount of effort I have to do now. I need to turn this thing on. So I've got to click on the activate button, and then I choose what I want. I usually, unless you're following the market pretty tightly, I always just say, hey, listen, just enter at a price better than entry or on next entry. I'll just say next entry, and I'll hit accept and activate, and I am done. That's as much as you need to do. You don't even need to know much about the German index. You now have a robot trading for you. It's activating, queuing it up for your account, and you'll see us switch pages now. And let's go look here, and you can see that DAX, I'll point it out here, that we just turned on is right here. And notice the yellow, because it's pending for the next trade. Now look above, you can see this is my systems page, and I've got to fix my screen so I can draw and maneuver at the same time. But you can see the my systems here, right? We went through the Explorer and the top 10, but now we're on my system. So anytime I have an algo trading, I want to log in and see what's going on. I've got live performance. I can see on the crude oil, I'm up on the day, 1,070. But overall, since I've turned this on, I'm down $102. And you'll see that flicker and change as this algo is performing better or worse, as you're seeing here. Now notice, nothing today, okay? Not trading at the moment, up 8,000, up 4,000, down $57. Okay, this one's just turned on probably the other day. It's got one of his first trades, and it's losing at the moment, and you can see that. Okay. As I scroll, I want you to pay attention. Look at all these algos and the diversification you have here. You've got gold, you've got mini NASDAQ. You can see one's not doing well today. The other two are doing well. You can see the gas doing very well. We went through this one earlier. And then you can see, again, another thing to draw your attention. Look, you ever thought of trading 30-year T-bonds? Perform very well, right? Not so much today, but this is the type of access you have. And you can just do one. You could do a bunch. It just depends on the size account you want to trade with, and you want to have this playing or trading, and figure out something that fits you and your risk tolerance. So that's as easy as it is. One last step I want to show you here before we end the demo. Now the job of the algo is to trade for you, right? So there's a built-in risk and a built-in profit levels, and they are there. So once the trade's placed, they're already in place. So when the market gets to those levels, it taps you out with the loss, or it taps you out with the gains. That's all built in. You don't have to do that. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to do anything. You really could just let it go. Now here's what I wanted to point out. I didn't mean to switch pages like that. Let's say I log in and I see that my Samurai Gas is up 1583 on the day, and I really like that. It puts me over 20,000 overall. I want to bank that, make sure it doesn't give it back. Yes, it can make more money, but maybe I don't care, and I want to bank those funds and make sure they don't give some of that back by the end of the day. I can grab this, click on it, and hit stop strategy. That will immediately create a market order, and I've banked those funds. I'm no longer in that trade. Then I turn right around, reactivate it for the next trade, and I'm doing nothing else. You can be as hands-on as you'd like to be. The idea is that you don't need to be, right? That everything's computed and built in, and let it do its job. But if you want to take over and bank those funds, or take that loss before it gets a little worse, or if you're worried that way, you can stop the system immediately and turn it back on for the next session, or stop it until you're ready to turn it back on. You can stop and start these 1,000 times within the month. It doesn't change your monthly price, right? All of that is, I think it's just awesome. Again, I'm not pointing that out to say do it that way. I'm just saying, look, you've got as much control as you want. Otherwise, the robots are doing their thing. Pretty awesome stuff, isn't it? Okay, I think that's a good overview of what you're going to get here. Let's jump back into let's jump back here. Have I made you feel like this kid just drinking from the fire hose? I hope that's not the case. I really wanted to show you all the features and show you how easy this is to do. I said it before, the most novice to the most experienced trader will love these algos, right? I think you've seen that AV Systems really is the answer for your automated trading. Here's what our clients say. I've been a longtime client of Altivest. I found their guidance, professionalism, and trading tools are second to none. I promise that our time would be well spent. I also know I don't have unlimited time. So I want to help you understand how you're going to jump in and get involved. Capacity is limited because we pride ourselves on one-on-one service. So let's look at what you need to do to get involved. This is Elite. This is AV Systems Elite membership. You have access to the platform as we just went through, nearly 20 years of research, all of the algos, US and global markets, which I tried to highlight. Not that I'm saying you should be trading those markets. I wanted to show you really what's at your fingertips. You saw that they're completely transparent. You see exactly what's going on. You have full control to turn it on or off. All of the risk and profit tools are built in. You don't need to do any of that. You can sort the systems for swing trades or day trades or combination of the two. You can review any live performance. And for those who are big into Excel, you can download that Excel sheet, right? You can pull it if that's what you want to do. But I have a question for you. How much would it cost you to build one program or hire one program to build one algorithm for one market? Any guesses? $5,000, $7,000, $9,000? Well, if we put an hourly rate of $120 and put out 90 hours, which is probably not enough, but let's assume it is, that's one system, $10,800. How many algos did we just go through? Did I help you see and look through? Well over $100,000 worth, right? We also know that sometimes it can feel like you're drinking from the fire hose, even though we know for our viewpoint, it's so simple. Well, we want to make sure you're feeling comfortable and confident. So we provide you also with a licensed trading advisor, much like a caddy would for a professional golfer, right? The professional golfers are the best in the business, best in the world, and they still have caddies. And those caddies' jobs are far more than just carrying the clubs. They're there to know that they know their job is to know the golf course. They need to know everything about their golfer, tendencies, where to avoid, all of that. That's what we aim to provide you with your trading advisor. You're going to be able to build a relationship, discuss systems, get advice on allocations and other various systems, review any system or strategy, and talk through that stuff. You have unlimited coaching. Okay, we put a total value of $11,964 on that. Plus, with your membership, you get the A-list, which is preferred algo list. We'll try and stay on top of the different ones coming on board or the different commodities that may be performing. Maybe they're seasonal, and we'll keep you informed on what things we think you should be looking at. Total value of $2,952. So the platform, $10,800. Personal trading coach, $11,964, and the A-list, $2,952. Total value of just under $26,000. And I want to ask you if this helps you save money by getting rid of those advisory service fees, the newsletter subscriptions, the educational expenses, data fees, grief and aggravation, and it was the one thing that worked and saved you all that time and allowed you to cancel the subscriptions you don't need and lowered that stress and aggravation, would it be worth that money, worth that $26,000? Well, of course it would be, right? We wanted to figure out a way to offer this. And what we decided is we really wanted to focus on clients that would be sticky clients, clients that would be looking to be around for decades, not the ones that are looking to swing for the fences all the time. here's what our clients, here's more from this is what I mean by this. I'm sorry, what I'm trying to say, this is what I mean by sticky clients. I've had an account for about 10 years. I've been with AltaVest since 2001. I started back in 2012. All of this, and you still have more. We offer these bonuses. You have access to our social media community. You have access to our insider trading seminars. Well, we'll bring in people like Steve Paoletti from the S&P trading floor, or Bluford Putnam from the CME, and have you listen to these guys, right? Learn from these guys and meet other fellow traders. Also, if we're in your area, we love to do special events, love to get together with our clients, catch a ball game, whatever it be, dinner. We love to get to know our clients. And bonus number 3, you get these email newsletters. Tradescope it talks about the markets, what's happening, things to pay attention to, economic information coming in the next day or two or week. And then if you miss the trading session, you have the daily trading commentary, which talks about what happened in the markets, kind of what moved the markets, what types of trades were placed, catches you up on all of that. So look at everything you get for just under $26,000. And I think you'd now really agree with me if I cut it in half at $12,858, how awesome that would be. How great of a value would that be? And of course, I'm going to make it even better than that. Okay, but ask yourself, for $12,858, if it provided you all of these algos and saved you all that time and automatically managed your trade risk and reward, and provides you that licensed, experienced trading advisor, is it not worth $12,858? And the answer simply is yes, right? Others have paid tens of thousands to get involved. For attending the webinar, you're going to get an even greater value than that. So I hope it's okay with you if I over-deliver on value, because I'm going to do that today. Here's what our normal AV Systems Elite membership is, $997. Now it's March Madness, we're in the thick of things, so we have a promotion going. We're cutting that in half, $497 through Friday. Now, to jump on that, wait one more slide, but through Friday, if you want to talk about this, call us or whatever, cf.altavest.com/AVS March Mad. That's where you type in, fill in your information. It'll send that into us. We'll reach out to you and get you started. Now, I like to reward those who are ready to act and act now. So if you want me to take an additional $50 off because you're going to get involved before Friday anyway, you need to call me, because I can't, that URL there won't provide that to you. Okay, call me directly. There's my direct line, and I will get you the $447. But this is only for today. Those who need more time or want to call in, that's fine. Use cf.altavest.com, AVS March Mad. Take advantage of this huge promotion and jump in. You guys will love this stuff. If you're ready today and want to jump in, and I think most of you are probably going, okay, I just need to do this. You may as well save another $50. But there's my number, 801-436-6258, and it's Jim Henderson. Now, more. There is special tax treatment when it comes to this style of trading. You get to apply what they call a 60-40 rule. If we take a typical example of using $100,000 and generating a 20% return, that's $20,000 that has to be taxed. Well, with our typical short-term trading, we have to make an apples-to-apples comparison, we have to throw ourselves in the highest tax bracket, which is 37%. So we take that $20,000, tax it at 37%, that's $7,400 that we're going to be taxed. Now, my rate of return drops from 20% to 12.6. If I do the same thing using these robot trading systems, everything's short-term, right? I get to apply the 60-40 rule. So I have the $20,000, the first 60% or $12,000 is taxed at long-term capital gains, and the remaining 40% is taxed at short-term capital gains. That's a tax of $5,360 or a tax savings of over $2,000. And my net after taxes jumps from 12.6 to 14.6. Also, you get a simple 1099 at the end of each trading year profit loss statement. You don't need to itemize these trades or keep track of them. Now you have two choices. We had choices of how we were going to offer this. First, you can do nothing, take no action. That's 100% risk-free as well as reward-free. Or second, make a small investment now in return for a tremendous value. Here's what our clients say. Sorry, I jumped ahead, but again, I mentioned that quantities are limited, and that's mainly because we pride ourselves on that one-on-one service. And you know as well as I do, I can't do that for 100 clients, 200 clients. I can't constantly do that, right? So we want, this will be capped. Take advantage of it. $497. That's it, you guys. That is it. Got a question here. Okay, and Alan's good point on the black boxes, and he's concerned that there's black boxes, and this is a common theme I hear, right? I understand completely. There's some things we can do to help you figure out kind of the idea behind it, but these developers are not going to divulge what they're doing. And I totally understand where you're coming from, but you'll be able to see exactly the trades. One thing I like to do, depending on, you know, depending on the client, and this is where I think you'll really like our service, Alan, is being able to talk with somebody about this and review it and get their opinion on why and what this is looking to do. You know, you can go back on monthly performances and view, maybe it's something you're looking, maybe you want something that performs well in bearish markets. Well, we can go through algos and figure out, okay, who's doing well in those markets when they're very bearish, things like that. Totally understand the concern. I don't think you need to be worried about that. You got some help here. Reach out to us if you want to talk through it. From our clients, the brilliant algo trading system never failed me, and neither did my helpful AltaVest advisor. Here's the types of accounts you can open up. IRA, number one question I get on accounts, you certainly can trade an IRA if that's what you want to do, excuse me. Other types of accounts, individual, joint, corporate, LLC, or trust, all available to you. And Mark has got a question here. Okay, and then Mark, yeah, I assume AltaVest is a broker and has its own trading platform. I'm Canadian. Do you have a Canadian branch or of AltaVest, or as a broker to save you? My funds are segregated. Yeah, call us with questions. We can. There's some clearing firms. AltaVest will be your broker, but there's some clearing firms that can clear you since you're Canadian. But yeah, you can call us and get some more information there. Those types of accounts are available to you. Again, this is March Madness discount. It's good through Friday with that URL, cf.altivest.com, AVS March Mad, and it'll fill out you can fill out your information and go. In fact, let me show you what it looks like, and you'll see that it times out. It will time out on Friday, and that promotion will be gone. And again, for the $50 extra, that's today. There it is. So you can see that there. It's, you know, the normal cost. You just fill in your information and you're done, right? But the clock's there. It shows you how much time's left on that promo. Take advantage of it, you guys. You guys will love this stuff. It's really, really fun stuff. So secrets of success, right? Less is more. Full-time trading really isn't glamorous, and experience really do matter. I think you can see how these algos really attack these areas. Remember this quote? Change is inevitable, progress is optional. You guys choose to make the change, right? These 5 areas where we seem to commonly struggle, you can see how the algo trading takes that away. For someone with a busy life who doesn't have time to sit in front of a computer, AltaVest is perfect. We hope you'll be saying the same thing. We expect you to be saying the same thing. Give us a call, 949-346-1373, or just go online, cf.altivest.com/AVS March Mad, and get started. If you want that $50 discount today on top of the $497, excuse me, 801-436-6258. Apologize, I had to get trying to get water here. Appreciate your time today, guys. Best of luck in all your trading. Call me directly if you want to take advantage of this today. Otherwise, give us a call over the next day or two, and we'll help you get started. Best of luck, and I'm sorry if my voice has gone away here. Don't have that glass of water handy, but best of luck. Thanks for your time. I'll stay on if there's more questions here.